Hello and welcome to my channel. Today it's a pretty warm day here in the Netherlands and I figured it would be time to do an all Chanel summer look. Unfortunately, I can't find my bronzing cream, so it won't be a super bronzy look, it will just be a slightly more fresh look. And then maybe I'll do a super bronzy Chanel look later in the summer when it's actually really hot here. So I wanted to keep it nice and light and I wanted to use my cushion foundation, the Le Beige foundation, because in the near future there will be a new cushion foundation by Chanel and I mean to compare the two, but now you can already see the first one demoed. So I have some nice stuff here, but before we get started I want to thank you so much for clicking on my video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please consider subscribing to my channel, and let's get into the video. The first product I want to use is actually the cushion foundation. I have mine in the shade number 12, which is a sort of rosy beige. I also have the shade neutral 20, or like B20, but that one is a little bit dark for me. So I use this one. And I'm just going straight in with this foundation because I don't feel like it needs a primer. And since it is so light coverage, I'm also not putting a liquid illuminator underneath because that would just be too much. And as you will see, this foundation is actually quite luminous in and of itself. This glow it will keep, and it will also set down. So in a way this is the perfect summer foundation. I mean, it's released within the Le Beige collection for a reason of course. So as you can see, it's very light coverage, but it does sort of help even out the skin tone a little bit. Now I'm not having a particularly good skin day today at all, but I still wanted to use this because I feel like it's okay to embrace your imperfections every now and then. See, it does look a lot more even here than here. And that's the cushion foundation applied. I really like the way this looks. It's so fresh and easy. For concealer I have the Le Correcteur, the Chanel. I have it in the shade B10, which is actually quite close to my skin tone. But I feel like with a light look like this one, that's not really an issue. I'll just dot a little bit on my two biggest dots, and I'm taking my concealer brush and I'm bringing the concealer into the inner corners of my eye and on top of my eyes, just to even out the eyelids a little bit. And you see it isn't even that dark, it's just not brightening, but with such a low coverage foundation I don't want it to be too brightening anyway. So I like this combination. Because this is such a light and fresh summer look, I kind of want to keep it like this and don't set these products, but that is a little bit of an experiment. I'm going straight in with a liquid highlighter instead. I have the Le Beige Fluid Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid. I usually like to use this by mixing it into my foundation, but today I'm going to use it as my actual highlighter. So as you can see, this is a pretty subtle highlighter. You can see it on this side the best, I think, because I have one light on this side of the room. But I think that's good because this coverage is so low, it would have been weird to have a really heavy highlight anyway. Now I'm going to switch over to eyebrows, but I don't have a Chanel eyebrow product. So I'm just going to cheat and use my Dior Pump and Brow instead. Now for eyeshadow, I want to keep it kind of simple, as is this whole look. I want to use my eyeshadow palette in the shade Tissé Vendôme, which is 204. This is actually quite an old palette of mine, and it's sort of subtle. These are the colors. In my store, this one is still for sale, but it is in the older formula. But I do like this one when I'm going for a little bit more of a softer look. And then I have these two liquid eyeshadows that I want to combine with it. So I'm first going to go in with this red or more red tint liquid eyeshadow in the shade 24 Rising Sun. And I'm going to put this all over my eyelid. And I'm actually putting it a little bit above my crease as well. And then I blend it out with my finger. I think these liquid eyeshadows make for a pretty nice base. So now I'm going into my eyeshadow palette and I'm taking the little applicator that comes with it. And I'm first going to go with the reddish tone right over here. And I'm putting that all over the lid on top of the eyeshadow that we just applied. And this will intensify the color a little bit. Even though these older Chanel eyeshadows are less pigmented, they do have a beautiful finish. I'll show you a little bit closer in a little bit. So now I'm going into the lighter brown shade and I'm putting this in the outer corner of my eye. And then also a little bit in the outer third underneath the lower lash line. And then I'm switching to the lightest shade and I'm putting that in the inner corner. And also underneath the inner part of the lower lash line. And then I'm also taking a little bit underneath my brow. Now I'm going in with a Chanel mascara. I have this Le Volume Stretch Little Mini. I'm just going to apply a normal amount. I guess I don't really like this mascara. It's just okay. Doesn't give me a lot of anything, but it is okay. I would never buy the full size of this, I don't think. Okay, now I want to try something crazy because we kept everything pretty much cream. I want to try putting a little bit of this liquid eyeshadow as a blush slash highlighter. I think that actually works. I think that actually worked out pretty okay. Now all we need is a lip, and I'm going to use my Chanel lip gloss in the shade 106 Amarena. I really like these glosses. They're so shiny and they're kind of pigmented. And that's the juicy finish to my juicy summer Chanel makeup look. This was a very quick look to do, even with all the running around and finding stuff. It took me less than 20 minutes. And I was also talking. So this should probably take you less than 10 minutes. And I think it looks nice. Definitely looks a little bit sweaty at the moment, but I think it'll settle down just a little bit more. Oh yeah, for the close-up. I think this looks nice. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this look. If you're interested in more Chanel videos, I'll have one in the future which will be very bronzy and more a little bit more full glam than this one. So in that case, please subscribe so you can see the other video. And I will see you in the next one.